Good morning, child of God. Happy Friday. It's the first Friday of Lent, the Friday after Ash Wednesday. Let's take a walk out onto the dock. It's a beautiful Friday morning here in the Tampa Bay area. And I just wanted to share with you some thoughts about Lent and kind of a spiritual revelation that I had that kind of gave me a little bit of a wake up call. So, first of all, on this Friday, we're not required to fast, meaning from food. You know, there are only two fast days in the whole life of the church, and those 2 days are Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. So, today is not a day of fast, but it is a day when we're supposed to keep fasting from, stuff that maybe we gave up or stuff that we took on for the season of Lent. So, I wanted to tell you about a kind of a revelation that I had. And first of all, I know that some people think, well, you shouldn't be talking about this stuff. What Jesus said about don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, etc. And if that's you, that's great. No problem with that. Uh, this is, I guess, something of kind of a confession for me as well on this Friday morning. So, did you decide to give up something for Lent? A lot of us do, and it's a very good thing because that's kind of part of our Lenten fast. Now, we are supposed to be fasting from those things from which we fast. It could be food, it could be something like being judgmental or using foul language or alcohol or something like that. So, there are tons and tons of things that we can give up for Lent. So, one of the things that I decided to do this Lent is to give up sugar. Now, I know that that sounds kind of like a second grade thing, oh, I gave up chocolate for Lent. And for some people, maybe that's the case. For me, I happen to be a chocoholic and a sugarholic as well. And that's where this revelation kind of comes in for me. I realize that I actually am a sugarholic, like a sugar addict. And ever since my retirement, and actually going back a little bit further than that, I've been retired for about 7 weeks now. But going back further than that, when I injured my new knee, I got a knee replacement in May of last year, and then I injured in September. So it's kind of been giving me fits for a little while now. And ever since then, I've just really dietarily been on a binge. I've been binging on sugar and just all kinds of terrible stuff for my body under the justification that, well, I deserve this, I'm retired now and I'm injured. And so woe is me. And I took on kind of this really stupid attitude, if you will, regarding my dietary habits and my health, if I could be honest with you about this. So I decided that I'm going to give up sugar for Lent. And again, now for some people that may not be a really big deal, but I had this kind of spiritual revelation that I wanted to share with you. I was on a walk this morning and it just really struck me. I was listening to morning prayer and it really struck me that all this sugar and all this junk that I've been pouring into my body has really been damaging to my body. I've put on a bunch of weight lately. And again, all under this justification of, well, I deserve this. I'm retired now. No, no, no. I've been kind of abusing my body. And it really struck me this morning. You're, I'm sure, familiar with the scriptural saying, your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. But for a lot of us, that just kind of gets by. It's like we know that, but we don't really treat our bodies like a temple of the Holy Spirit. And I haven't really been doing that lately. So giving up sugar is going to be a really, really hard thing for me. This isn't dietary advice or spiritual advice for that matter. This is just kind of my story, my experience. So it is going to be really hard for me, especially because over the last now few months or so, I've really just become addicted to the whole sugar thing. I mean, I've been binging and eating all kinds of terrible stuff. So I know it's going to be hard, but I know it's the right thing to do. And I really felt this kind of uh, pang of sin, if you will. Now, that might not be a thing for you, and maybe it doesn't classify as sin for you, but I came to this realization that for me, it kind of does. I've been kind of sinning against the Holy Spirit in just abusing my body with all the terrible things that I've been putting into it. And I felt this great deal of remorse this morning. And part of morning prayer and part of Lent really is Psalm 51, create for me a clean heart, O God. So God revealed to me this kind of sin that I've been engaging in with putting all this terrible stuff in my body. So I'm repenting of that. I'm really going to try to do my best to do away with this. And if you've ever been addicted to anything, and I have, you know how difficult it can be to get rid of things like this in your life. So, whatever you decided to give up for Lent, if anything, and I hope you have, or maybe take on for Lent, and I hope you have, maybe increasing your prayer life or whatever, just know that I'm praying for you for uh, the gift of the power of the Holy Spirit in your life to overcome those things that you need to overcome. And I hope you'll be praying for me as well. Have a great first Friday of Lent. God bless.